Good morning, Mark. Yes, it's the Reverend Pitt speaking to you live from Little Badhouse Village Hall this morning.
Oh, in the Village Hall.
What is, of course, St Edmund's Day. Did you realise?
Yes, I did. Yes, I'm a big fan of St Edmund.
Yes, and you know, Mark, I was just looking across the green towards the village church and looking at the wonderful St Edmund's flag flying majestically on the church tower.
Lovely. Oh, I'm so pleased to see it up there. That's great.
Yes, we had to put a new one up this year, you know.
Oh, really?
Well, when we took the one down last year, it was full of holes.
Oh.
And I wasn't sure if it was the moths who'd got it or Mr. Our gamekeeper, you know, is called Mr. Pluckett.
Mr. Pluckett, yes.
Yes, and whether he'd fired his 12-bore headed to scare off those wretched pigeons that defecate on the bell tower and accidentally hit the flag, we don't know for sure, but I went down only the other week to, do you know Mr. Bulstrode?
Oh, yes, Bill in Framlingham, yes.
In Framlingham, that's right,
Yes.
Bill from Framlingham. Lovely man, isn't he?
Yeah, he's wonderful, yes.
I've known him for years, you know. And do you know his father?
Right.
He was connected with the ministry himself.
Oh, really?
Yes, his father was what was prestigiously in those days known as a canon.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I'm not a canon myself, but I was once threatened to be fired by the bishop. but that was a slightly different thing. But I did manage to convince him that the lady in question, I was only attending to her spiritual needs. So he got off the hook a bit with that one.
Good.
But anyway, we're tidying up here at the village hall today. Yes, we had a wonderful dance last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, a charity dance, you understand, because, you know, we're trying to raise money for the church roof.
Yes.
You know, the dirty old lead one was taken off by a very kind parishioner and replaced with a green tarpaulin. Yes, green tarpaulin one, and he took all the old stuff away, no charge to ourselves at all. But anyway, the powers that be seem to think we've got to put a new roof back on, more traditional, you see.
Yes.
Yep. So we had a band come to us last night. We've had them before. They've been around for years. Have you heard of them? Geriatric and the Spider-Man.
I haven't come across them, Reverend.
No, you haven't. No, they've been around a long time. Well, the youngest member, Mark.
Yes.
The youngest member is 86.
Oh, wow.
And I said to Jerry last night, I said, why do you call yourselves the Spider-Man? He said, the reason is we all need assistance now getting out of the bath. Yes, isn't that lovely?
It comes to us all, doesn't it?
It does. But,
Yes.
No, it was a wonderful do last night. One or two complaints, you always get them, don't you?
Yeah, you do, yeah.
You can't help it. As hard as you try, you do. Our local landlady, Heather,
Yes.
Mrs. Heather Spoons, she donated a lovely barrel of beer. It was end of life, I think. So anyway, we had a complaint. Yes, Jimmy Fowler said.
Oh, really?
He said, I can't drink it, he said. He said, it's flat. I said, well, how flat is it, Jimmy? He said, well, they're serving it up, so he said, in envelopes. Well, I said, don't exaggerate. And then, of course, you know, he provided food for them as well.
Yeah, lovely.
My wife, Cecilia. You know my wife.
Yes, I know Cecilia,
well,
yes.
we call her Cess, don't we?
Yes, we do. Cess Pitt, yes.
Yes, and she made this wonderful meat pie.
Oh.
And do you know, we had a complaint about that.
Oh, dear.
Somebody said they'd found a slug in it.
Oh.
Yes, they did. They said they'd found a slug in it. And I went across and I said, that's not... This is Mr. Bloom, the gardener.
Mr. Bloom. Oh.
He's always a miserable so-and-so at times. I went across and I said, what do you mean a slug? I said, that's fat. He said, well, so ought to be, sir. He said, that's it, all the ruddy meat. I don't know. You try as hard as you can, but do you know last night, Mark?
Go on.
There was a man on the dance floor, and you know the type of man I mean, I expect. The type with the open shirt, with all the hairy chest, and the medallion.
Yes.
You know,
I've come across them.
Hair.
Yeah.
Dancing away in front of all these people on his own.
Yep.
He's doing the rock and roll, the jive, the twist. He was head-banging, backflips, somersaults. And I turned to my choir mistress, Miss Handel.
Yes.
And I said, look at that man. I said, what a show-off. I said, he's cavorting in front of all you women. I said, just showing himself off to you. She said, Vicar, she said, I want you to know, she said, many years ago, she said, I had a fling with that man. And she said, you know what? He asked me to marry him, and I turned him down. And I said, well, by the look of him, dear, he's still celebrating. And you know, she hasn't spoke to me civilly since. And I can't think why, Mark.
No, I can't imagine it at all.
But it all went very well. It
Good.
was good to see the youngsters enjoying themselves and at the same time raising money. And I said to Horace Bull, an old friend of mine,
Yes.
old Horry, I said, Horace, I said, isn't it lovely to see this? I said, have you still got the fire in your stomach? He said, yes. He said, Vicar, I have. He said, but I call it heartburn now. Lovely, isn't it, Mark?
Wonderful, wonderful.
But anyway, I must get on because
Yes,
there's
busy
so
day.
much to do.
Busy day.
A busy day, and I'll just leave you with a little thought to you and both your listeners. As you slide down the banister of life, may the splinters of discomfort never point in the wrong direction. God bless you all.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Happy
for
St.
calling
Edmund's
again,
Day.
Mark.
Happy
Look
St.
forward
Edmund's
to
Day.
talking again.
Goodbye.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Mark Murphy, BBC Radio Soft.